Hello everyone, my name is Sark and welcome back to another Snail Shell figure review. This is the fourth one in the collection. This one, or today more specifically, we're taking a look at the MUSE ASDO, the 112 scale line of figures from the RPG series that they have currently ongoing. The first one was the Succubus, this one was the second one, and then the third one is going to be the little zombie girl that's coming out next month. Unfortunately, she was actually no, this month. She was delayed a little bit, but we should be good now. So without further ado, the box is pretty simple. It doesn't have anything else here. So let me just take her out. You can kind of see the silhouette a little bit. Take her out and see how she looks. Alright, so here we have MUSE ASDO herself, or at least that's what the name is for the figure. And this is how she came out of the box, so this is how I will be reviewing her. As you can see, she is a very, very busty lady. Of course, that is what we love in this channel, especially with that silhouette. Jesus Christ. Snail Shell does not miss when it comes to great female figures, female action figures in this instance. So overall, the look is really great. The face for this figure is something that I really like. I really like kind of like that worried look that she has going on. We do have the movable eyes, as always. A nice gradients of color for the actual figure itself. And I think that looks fantastic. It's found all pretty much throughout the edge and a little bit of gradients in the middle of the hair. Same with the actual outfit. It has a little bit of gradients here and there. May not be that noticeable, but it's still there. The sculpting is also really good to sort of match the actual curves of the figure itself. And of course, we have this little section that we can take off if we wanted to. Now, she does look beautiful, especially with the different coloration of, or the different finishes for the entire body. The body being pretty flat and matte, of course, with nice gradients here and there, especially around the neck, a little bit on the arms, and even the thighs with the squish. That is beautiful. You can look down if you want, but we're not going to do that. Well, actually, we will. So this is how she looks. Great. We already knew that. Now, when it comes to everything else, this is how she looks. This is how she comes out of the box. It's great. Absolutely pristine, perfect, in my opinion. I have no issues with it whatsoever. So that's pretty much the whole gist. Now, she does have an alternate look, or different looks, that I will be taking pictures of for this video. And honestly, some of you might actually like it a little bit more. I definitely will, for sure. And just saying. But in terms of the articulation, we all know how Snail Shell works. They're not the most articulated figures out there, but they still work pretty well to get some really nice poses. So for the face, you can look down about that far. It has that interesting hinge where it's kind of like the L hinge that, well, the peg where it inserts on the back of the head and it inserts on the actual neck peg. So it's the weird one where you can still like use it pretty well. Now, granted, mine for some reason likes to pop out very easily, so I don't know if it's just me. So if you have this figure, because I know a lot of people already have it, I'm pretty late to this party when it comes to reviewing this figure. If you have it, let me know if the head pops out pretty easily, because I'm putting barely any pressure on it, and that definitely sucks on my end because it doesn't look like the actual socket is too deep. So yeah, and also the peg itself is not long enough, in my opinion. So that's definitely a flaw right there. Now, when it comes to everything else, you can move it around however you want. Just be careful in popping the head often. Arms, you can definitely get them past a T-pose if you wanted to. We can definitely rotate them all the way around with 360 degrees if you want to. Please. Thank you. Don't get stuck, please. Awesome. The hair is definitely going to be a little bit weird when it comes to poses, especially with the arms kind of going backwards. You're going to have to move the head a little bit here and there. We do have a bicep tool, which they keep putting the bicep wrists for these figures, so they can actually include a bicep swivel, which again, it's great. I love when they actually include those. We have a double jointed elbow, which is perfect. It looks pretty nice and seamless. I have no issue whatsoever with it. And of course, a hinged wrist, I think. Yes, hinged wrist for your figure. So yeah. Now, abdomen. Not really the greatest, especially with these big boobs. As you can see, she can go down about this far if you wanted to. Going backwards, maybe. I'm probably just like not using it to the full potential. Not too much backwards. Like, she can barely rotate. Realistically, if you wanted to remove it, I think you need to remove it to change outfits and everything like that. Not entirely sure, but again, not the most articulation on the actual abdomen or torso itself. She does have a hinge waist, which is really nice, so she can look down about that far. And go backwards, not so much. So again, going backwards is definitely an issue. But again, she's already curvaceous enough to where she actually looks like she's going backwards. The hips, legs, pretty splendid. All the way with the splits, pretty good. We do not have drop-down hips, but kicking upwards. Fantastic, very great. Again, Snail Shell knows how to do these figures, especially when it comes to the actual movement of them. You can pop out the legs pretty easily as well, so you shouldn't have any issue. That's a really nice, interesting peg itself, like the way that it's made, because it's inserting into the actual torso, so that's very interesting. So, Snail Shell pretty ingenious in making their figures. I wonder if they will continue doing so, especially in the near future. Sort of like keep implementing changes and whatnot. If I can pop this back in, for some reason I can't. Doesn't want to pop in. Why? Why would you betray me like this? There you go. Okay. We do have a thigh swivel, a double jointed knee. It popped out again, but it actually allows me to look at the leg better. Double jointed knee, hinge foot, going forward this far, backwards this far, pretty good range, and no toe hinge because these are just kind of heels on there. Don't know why it's not wanting to pop back in. Yeah, it's weird. What the heck? It's just being pushed down. Okay. Maybe not the greatest way of doing legs for sure, but it works. So it's taking a lot longer than I needed to right there. Okay, so now let's move on to the accessories. She can definitely stand by herself, as you can see. So let's move on to the accessories because she comes with quite a bit. That's another good thing about Snail Shell. They know how to include accessories. So let's take a look at those real quick. Alright, so here are the main accessories that this MUSE Auto figure comes with. And I gotta say, they really packed in a lot of accessories for this figure as a whole. I was not expecting this many, especially with the amount of different ways that you can pose this figure, in terms of like the actual looks and everything like that. It's very interesting. Now, it doesn't tell, the instructions don't tell you how to actually remove any of the clothing, so that's definitely going to be something that I have to learn myself. So, yeah. Now, to look at these accessories carefully one by one, we have the gown that she wears over her head. It looks really nice. You would have to just kind of place the actual peg. You can kind of see the peg a little bit with the line reflecting on it. There's a tiny little hole on the top of her head where you can attach this, and it should be pretty easy. Realistically, it can kind of go right into it, or yeah, there you go. You can actually kind of feel it just a little bit, maybe. Okay, wait, okay, yeah, wait, I think I see it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so it stays on there. It's not really the biggest thing. That peg is definitely not the greatest, so nothing too much of an issue there. It's definitely a good addition if you want to have that holy thing going on. We do have sort of like her actual outfit, her top outfit. that you can attach to her. These two things are kind of like little protectors for specific boob areas, as you can see. They have a peg on there, so you would have to attach those. She does include an actual bang for her hair, so this is also something that you have to attach at the very top. I'm a little scared about this one because, again, it's a little hard to actually put it in, but you can actually feel it go right in. You can have it moving to the side however you want, so a better look for her realistically. We do have a sash for the belt, or sorry, a belt to attach the actual book. And speaking of the books, we have a regular book that looks really nice, very well crafted and sculpted, very nicely painted, beautiful craftsmanship, and an open book, which is, again, beautiful. You kind of have like that logo on there, which we'll be seeing on the staff itself. You can't actually read whatever it's in there, but it's still very nicely sculpted. Just kind of wish that you can actually like open and close it, but you can attach the book however you want, mostly this one like this on here, and you should be fine. Kind of holds off however you want it to, and it does kind of like snap into the area, as you can see. It has a little divot to actually go in it, which is great. We have a closed eyes for praying purposes. No movement on the eyes, even though they still actually sculpted them I'm pretty sure they just have a blanket faceplate and they just sculpt them based on that. So that's funny to know. We do have two holding hands holding hands for the actual staff that she comes with. We have two holding hands for the book itself. You can see the peg on there. And two hands to use for praying, as you can see. So you can attach the two on each side, and then you should be fine by just putting it on the figure. And last but not least, we have the staff. The staff is also very well done. It's a nice, it's not a metallic staff, it's very much acrylic, especially with the translucent acrylics midsection. But it's very well painted, very nice and shiny with some nice reflective silver and also some whites and golds. Very well done, and you can deattach the bottom of it, so you can actually attach the hands or slide the hands through. So yeah, these are all of the accessories. Now, granted, she does come with a stand and the eye like mover thing that they all come with, which is great. And she comes with an additional 2 extra wrist pegs if you want to like swap them out. So that's always a great addition. Now, going into my final thoughts, this figure is absolutely fantastic, and even for the price that she's being sold over here in the States and a lot of retail sites, she's around like $68, I believe. So definitely not the priciest figure. It's definitely an amazing deal. Snail Shell figures are definitely really good. Oh, or actually, I think she's like 98. Never mind. She's very expensive. Wait. I know she's very, very cheap over in different sites. Let me, because I got this one through Big Bad Toy Store. I don't remember how much it was through Big Bad Toy Store. Let's see. MUSE ASDO. Okay, so let's see. She was $63.99, so she was not expensive whatsoever, in my opinion. She sold out, unfortunately. Sure, you're gonna have quite a hard time to actually find these figures for Snail Shell. With how popular they have become, especially with how good they are selling out very quickly. So it is important for you to actually get them while they're on pre-order and all other sites like that. So overall, I'm gonna give this figure a 9 out of 10. The only reason I'm deducting a point is because of the articulation limitations and also the issues with like the legs not being able to pop in perfectly, and also the head as well. Definitely some concerning issues right there, especially if you're gonna post it a lot and all that sort of stuff. But besides that, it comes with a lot of great accessories. It's not an expensive figure whatsoever. Might get a little more expensive again because of the current world state's situation, but besides that, that's pretty much all the time I have for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think about this figure. Do you like it? Do you not like it? I would love to know that in the comments. But besides that, I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.